A breakup is the only terminal diagnosis that can give new life and a new perspective on things. Your ex euthanized the relationship you both shared, and it feels like it's the end of the story. Rather than thinking it is the end of the story, I want you to reframe it to it's just the end of the current chapter, and now you have the opportunity to write a new and improved chapter. Regardless if your ex is in the next chapter or not, the 5 tips in today's video will help you both reconcile should your ex come back, or heal the savage pain you're in from your ex deciding to leave the relationship. It's actually quite remarkable the amount of overlap there is when it comes to a reconciliation or moving on both have. Both outcomes require the same strategy. Fix what you got wrong, level yourself up, and adopt a student and radical responsibility mindset over a victim and it's everyone else's mindset. So stick around for 5 essential breakup tips you can do right now to get you back on the road. Don't worry, I'm not just going to tell you to do no contact. Before I get into it, welcome back to The Love Fix. As always, it's Nick doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. If today's video is not enough for you and you would like to work with me to get through your heartbreak, your current breakup situation, you can email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com. You can tell me your story, get it off your chest, we'll talk it out and we'll find the best solution for you to get through this horrible time. If that's not enough, come and join the Facebook group. Go to Facebook, type in the Love Fix Breakup Recovery and join the group. Okay, let's get into today's tips. Tip 1, radical responsibility. For the next few minutes, put a pin in everything your ex said and did wrong. Maybe they cheated, rebounded, monkey branched. That was merely how they chose to respond to how they felt about the relationship ending with you. That is not a reflection of you, but a reflection of them. So, do not make that part about you. It is not your burden to carry. What is your burden to carry is what you got wrong and how you respond to the breakup. Your ex leaving, cheating, and so on was a symptom of a bigger problem. Their needs were not being met on some level or another. So ask yourself, were you partner of the year? Did they continuously communicate their needs to you and you didn't hear the message? Were they seeking connection and all you gave was avoidance? Were you needy as fuck and that was the tumor that killed your relationship? Whatever it is, write it down and challenge yourself on this. How can you fix it? Don't blame your childhood. Don't blame your ex, and don't blame your dog or the man next door. Own it and set about fixing it. If they were to come back right now, they will need to know you're on top of your shit. If you're looking to move on, you will need to ensure you don't carry the same BS into your next relationship. Radical responsibility will always set you free. Tip number 2, purpose. Too many get into a relationship without purpose in their life. They then make the relationship their entire purpose. That then becomes their entire identity, which means your ex becomes your everything. To quote Esther Perel, you're making one person into an entire village. You're essentially employing your partner to carry out every function a village would for you. It's unrealistic, unsustainable, and it will kill the relationship quicker than an old age pensioner with pneumonia. Being on your purpose, leveling up, and having your shit together will serve you to no end. You will be less dependent on a relationship to validate your existence, and you will be way more attractive. Reconciliation or moving on, there is no downside to having purpose in your life. Should your ex come back, show them that you're doing well with or without them. Should you simply want to move on, show your next potential partner that you're passionate about something and a relationship is only enhancing your happiness. It's not your entire foundation of happiness. One of the best ways to find purpose is to serve others. Coach people, mentor someone, volunteer, start a project that will give back to the community and so on. In essence, have enough shit going on and build a village of people around you so that you're not solely dependent on a partner and relationship to validate your entire existence. Tip number 3, self-discipline. Ah yes, the part of the video everyone is going to hate. Making better choices despite how you feel. Choosing to exercise rather than binging on Netflix. Choosing to eat healthier over binge eating junk food. Choosing to meditate or journal rather than contacting your ex. You will forever be in a war with your limbic brain, the feeling brain, and your logical brain, the neurocortex. My feeling brain is a snot-nosed 5-year-old little prick driving a go-kart, smashing it into everything and shouting, "I want donuts!" It's very tempting to eat a 12 box of donuts in one sitting, and trust me when I say eating a 12 box of donuts has been done and that was a very fun day. However, that cannot be allowed very often, and I must allow my logic brain, my neurocortex, to step in and self-parent my prick of a limbic brain. My breakup routine was one of self-care. It was exercise, cold showers, meditation, journaling, and abso-fucking-lutely no social media for months at a time. My anxiety dropped by 50%. I felt better and I had a much brighter outlook on my life. Even now, I use the same routine when I need some self-parenting. So my friends, find a self-parenting routine. If your ex came back, you'll be in physical better shape and mental better shape. If your aim is to move on, you'll still be in better shape both physically and mentally. There is no downside to self-discipline. Tip number 4, feelings. Another area people tend to shy away from is talking about how they feel. I am amazed how many of my one-to-one coaching clients tell me how they never told their partners how they felt, which sadly was one of the biggest reasons for the breakup. Something was missing from the relationship, in this case, effective communication, and they left. You now feel 10 out of 10 awful and beat yourself up for feeling shit. My friends, you're only human, and how you feel is always okay. Whether you talk to me, another coach, a therapist, family member, or a friend, just get it off your chest. It's important to talk to someone who can listen to understand, who can guide you, mentor you, and not just project their bad experiences onto your situation. This is why I always recommend coaching or therapy over talking to family and friends. I'm not saying talking to family and friends is bad, but there is no advice like unbiased advice. When I hired my breakup coach, when I was going through my breakup, he was there for me 1000%, but he also told me what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. To this day, and in the context of my breakup journey, it was the best investment I ever made. Communicating how you feel will be essential if your ex chooses to come back or if you choose to move on to a new relationship. So, you must learn how to discuss your feelings in a healthier way with yourself, with your coach, therapist, and especially with your partner. Tip number 5, judgment. It is very easy to judge why your ex dumped you and how they went about it. But here is the thing. If you were your ex, if you had their life experience, if you had their worldview, if you had their traumas and their feelings, you would have dumped you as well. If that just hit a pain point and it triggered you, good. I won't lose any sleep over it because you're proving my point for me. I'm pressing the right buttons, which means I'm highlighting exactly where you need to do the work on yourself. Regardless if your ex comes back or not, don't be in judgment of how they feel. As I said in tip number 4, how you feel is always okay. But there is a double-edged sword to that because that also applies to your ex. How your ex feels is always okay. As I also said in tip number 1, don't make how they feel or how they act about you. If they were to come back, then you must learn to listen to how they feel without judgment or projecting your worldview onto them. Should you move on to someone new, you must learn to listen without judgment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be tolerant of others and strict with yourself." Be tolerant of your ex and simply acknowledge they are doing the best they can with what they have. Be strict with yourself and ask, how can I improve? How can I respond better to how I feel? And that's all I've got for today. I hope that's been helpful for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit like and subscribe. It would really help the channel out. As always, you are enough. You will be okay. And if you need my help to help get you through this horrible time, email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com. We can arrange a one-to-one coaching session. We'll talk it out and we can find the best solution for you to get you moving forward. I'll see you on the other side.